What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Today, I want to talk a little bit about this conversation between very popular YouTuber Mike Rashid and Melyssa Ford. Now, Mike Rashid, I've just come into the knowledge of him. And like I said, I know Chris Jones of Pump Chasers and stuff like that. I mean, I understand the brother is, brother Mike Rashid is a fitness guy. He's kind of in that community, and shouts out to him because that's a hard community to blow up in. It's a lot of guys that are in athletics and stuff like that on YouTube, and that's very difficult to do what he's doing. So shout out to him. And he's now diversifying his content, talking a little bit about the relationship things outside of that. I like what he's doing with his channel. And recently he was on Fresh and Fit. Anybody knows me. And I was talking to the good brother Book of Alpharonomy the other day, and he wouldn't mind me sharing this. Fresh and Fit operate at the highest level on YouTube. I love what they do. They're astounding. It's a lot of guys that operate the business at a very high level. I'm one of them. But they do an excellent job, right? And so, and I want to tell guys, this is how you're able to do things and collaborate with people. When you put your effort into it, you can do great things. And this is the reason why they were able to get brother Mike Rashid to come over to their podcast. Now, Mike Rashid had some differing opinions about the red pill in the red pill community that was controversial, okay? And some guys called him a simp, and I think that it was something that he said, well, like, most of you guys wouldn't say, some of these things to my face. And he did a response video to mediocre tutorials and reviews. But what I want to talk about is this conversation between Melyssa Ford. Now, Melyssa Ford is a model, former model, very beautiful. Everybody knows Melyssa Ford is, from Canada, just really gorgeous lady, and has been a video vixen, and she's a psychologist, I believe, and just really, really, really good looking. Around the 40-minute mark, and that's an excellent show by brother Mike. Brother Mike, he had a really well-lit podcast. It was really, really good. She talks about Fresh Fit and Kevin Samuels, and what she says is that Mike Rashid brought it up, that he calls him Uncle Kev, that these guys are driving forces, two of them, the gender war between men and women. Now, to be fair, Melyssa Ford was very balanced in that, talking about, that, guys are, more or less have to stick up for themselves in such times. And obviously they're going to be more, more towards men's issues that happen in relationships. But, the divide that is growing between the gender war, it happens because of these male social media content creators. And I want to discuss that, because I will be fair that Melyssa Ford had some pretty fair things to say. I won't go into that, but I'm just going to deal with that for the essence of this show. The gender war is not being driven by the guys in the manosphere, whether it's white or black. The reasons why guys have joined in the manosphere community, be it the black manosphere or the non-black manosphere, and some guys want to say, well, there's a difference between, because there is a black manosphere and there is a greater manosphere. Okay, you don't like it? Shut up. That's what it is. How it is. Because the attack on masculinity has been happening for many years. Okay, and the progenitors of the division of this gender war was women. The problem is that when guys are responding to the issues of today, people feel that guys should shut up or take a feminist point of view about this. But the reality of this is that it's just gonna still cause a festering problem. All right. The fact that men can openly address their issues have allowed men to be even more sane in society, have been able to allow men to understand women more in a better fashion. I would even say it's allowed women to understand men more or less. Okay. Because consistently what we've heard is all the issues that women have with men. Okay. We've seen a lot of the hypocrisy, talking about the kind of guys that they want, the guys that they want to date. And then we've seen women, for example, date somebody else We've seen them, you know, say that guys are not good parents or good fathers, and then we find out that they don't want to let the kids see their children. We've only heard one story, and a lot of times guys have been lied to by their own mothers about their own fathers. See, this is the reason why that you have Kevin Samuels. This is the reason why you have Fresh and Fit. Now, both of them serve, I believe, two different audiences as far as age group is concerned. But the reality of it is that the gender war has to be addressed from the male perspective. And it is being addressed many times from an intellectual point of view. It's not just the guy, you know, because it's easy to say, well, here's the guy that's out here hating women. He's called women bees and the sluts and all kind of stuff like that or whatever. And he, you know, no. It's being addressed in a statistical base. It's being addressed from the problems that you're seeing in society. It's being addressed from the problems that you see in the marriage. It's being addressed from the political standpoint, from the economic standpoint. Things that cannot many times be refuted. And what it goes back to is entitlement. That's what we're dealing with. And even Melyssa Ford talked about that. You know, you have people out there in the world today that believe that they deserve something and they shouldn't get it. You see how Melyssa Ford is still very good looking at 44, okay? When Melyssa Ford, when I was coming up, because she was hot in the 90s, real big. You have women who want the same things that a woman like Melyssa Ford would ask for, who looks like that and looks nothing like her, but feels like she should get everything without doing anything. And it comes down to the point that many times, you know, women don't feel like they need to do anything in contribution for the men that they're dealing with. They should get everything for nothing. Then if men say, wait a minute, what do you mean that you should do nothing to get everything? Oh, well, you're misogynistic. Oh, you hate women. It's the way that you said it. It's, you know, it's a shift of the goalpost, you know. And I can appreciate Brother Mike Rashid that had a conversation with Melyssa Ford. I think that from what I heard, it was very great, very candid. However, a lot of times you can't even have these conversations. Look at what happened with the Fresh and Fit podcast just last week, 2 weeks ago. You know, the sisters didn't even want to leave the house. You know, and we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this. The gender war will continue to happen from the men's side as long as women feel that men are not worth competing for. Men understand that women have to be competed for. We understand that businesses have to be competed for. Women feel like all they do, not all of them, but all they need to do is just be women, and then everything else takes care of itself. Not understanding that, hey, there are other women out there that are as pretty as you or look better than you. There are other women out there that have this and have that you need to compete against. And as long as women don't feel like they need to compete to keep a man but want to receive everything, you're going to have a gender war. Are you just going to have guys leaving women alone in America? Are you going to have guys moving overseas? Are you going to have guys doing more interracial dating? So it's going to leave a group of women more single than ever before and crying about it. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe at the bell. Check out the first comment pinned to the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out. Check out the Black Men Are Perfect t-shirts. Peace.